another one of my video. Welcome back, welcome back. As you see the title here, y'all, sometimes your humbleness make people want to play with you. And yeah, people always want to play games, right? We're gonna talk about that today. Y'all, I have been coming out with these videos, y'all, and let me tell you, it's definitely, hey Drew Ross, thanks for being here, appreciate you. um Today we're talking about humbleness. When you're humble, people tend to want to take advantage of the situation, or they want to, you know, play with you in different ways, so we're talking about that today, right? Taking our niceness for weakness. So let's talk about that. And I won't be long. I'm just gonna be here for just half hour. But I want to keep my live going also with quality and not just coming up just to do a live. So how was your day today, Drew Ross? But again, y'all, we have a lot of people who likes to test our faith, right? They like to take advantage of the situation. They like to, manipulate you if you can, so we have to pay attention to those things. Again, the title, sometimes your humbleness makes people want to play with you, but we'll dive into it, because at the end of the day, humility is not weakness, right? Sometimes, we have a lot of, most of us are, well, some people are ethical. I'm one of them. I have humility, and you know sometimes when you're trying to be that person of a helping hand, sometimes it confuses people, whereas you're trying to be nice for this reason, you're trying to help them for this season, or let's not say season, because season could be a little bit longer, but you're helping out for just one thing, and before you know it, they're asking for something else, right? Or another favor is coming, and I don't know why people have those mindset, like they try to see what you would do, and they keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, you know so we have to be careful with that, because being humble doesn't mean you're a pushover, right? And that's and that's why a lot of people are mean people, right? Sometimes when you see people start acting up, sometimes you see people pass you by and not even saying good morning, not even want to say anything to you. You can't even blame these people, right? You can't blame them one bit, because we got a lot of people who take our niceness for weakness, right? And again, being humble doesn't mean you're a pushover. Simply that, right? But people may confuse your quietness, right, with softness, right? Because you're quiet, they try to see how much they can pull your legs. That's what a Jamaican would say, pull your leg, right? They try to just see how much or what they can get out of you, right? And so we got to be careful, right? We have to make sure. Hey, real TBT Kenya, thanks for being here, appreciate you. Go ahead for me and double tap as you're coming in. We have to be careful, because again, sometimes our humbleness make people want to take advantage of us, our situation, and we got to be careful, because let me tell you, energy is real. So we have to stay focused, and listen, if you're humble, try to make sure you're creating some type of parameter, because if you don't do that, baby, you're gonna get used at some point, okay? I know I did at one point, right? Being too nice, trying to help out in a situation, and the situation turned into a long-term thing, right? Helping out, doing this particular stuff for this person, and before you know it, like, it's being asked once and twice, you know can you do this for me, can you and me trying to be me, so I'm saying this to say that if you're a person that is humble, Make sure you're setting your standard. Make sure you set up a parameter in the very beginning so that people don't be a pushover. They don't try to use you in a sense, right? Let them know you're only doing this one time and that's it. Notice that I'm not being specific now because I gotta be careful. I know a lot of people are starting to watch my, like, some people may not be on my live videos, but my replay are playing, right? And so I'm trying to be discreet, but at the same time I'm trying to get straight to the point, right? So yes, you're humble, but make sure you're able to put up a parameter or set up a boundary so that you don't get, confused. Well, I want to say confused, so people don't use you in the process of you trying to be nice, because sometimes, again, your humbleness makes them want to use you, play with you, and do all type of things. So we have to be careful. Hey, DJ Ron, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Okay, so we got to be careful with that. So at the end of the day, we have to know our worth. Know your worth so people don't take advantage of your situation, whether that be your time, whether that be your energy, whether that be your business, whether that be your relationship. Got to be careful. Okay? And it goes in all different ways, right? Because again, we have, some of us establish certain type of friendship, and people use you based on their time. It's not about when you're available, it's more of when they are available. Same thing goes for finance, right? In most cases, you may need a helping hand, there's no one there to help, but then when they need a helping hand, they know that you work a specific, they know that you have a certain income, and so they try to leap off of you, or they come with their sad stories, right? Or they come with their situation, right? And they know the right thing to say to take it out of you, or to get it or pull it from you. So again, yes, you may be humble in a certain way, you may be kind a certain way, you have love and compassion, but people know, they study you enough to know how to manipulate you, and you've got to be aware of that. Okay? Be aware, be aware of your surrounding, be aware of those who are around you, be aware of questions that people ask you, be aware of information that you put out here, because people can use your information against you. Okay? And that is something that I have to be mindful with as well. I have to be careful with certain things that I'm putting out here, because people will try to use it against me. But thank God I'm one of them. I don't come up here to impress anyone. Thank God I don't do those type of things. I don't come up here and I don't brag or boast about anything. Like, I don't do none of that. The most I'll tell you is that a girl work her 9 to 5, and I'm just trying to do the little I can to push an extra income. That's it. My link and everything is all over. Those are what I have. That's about it. Right? So we just have to be careful. Another thing too, we have to learn how to set boundaries, okay? Set boundaries with grace, right? You can be kind, right? Be kind, but you got to be firm. Be kind, but you have to be firm, okay? So make it clear. Hey Phil, it's funny strolling through and I came upon this live. I was discussing this with someone yesterday. See? Yes. People take your niceness for weakness all the single time, through many different ways. Okay? So yes, we have to learn how to establish boundary, but be firm with it, right? Let them know what you are aware of. That's the next thing too. Sometimes we play dumb and blind. I'm that type of person where I'll know what someone is doing, but I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'll just act like I'm dumb and just watch and observe. But I know what they're doing, and eventually after they did all of that, I will let you know, listen, I'm aware of what you're trying to do, but Learn to be honest, or just be upfront. Stop trying to go around me. Stuff like that. So we have to, establish boundaries and be firm with it. Listen, you can tell someone the truth with love, okay? Well, you're probably gonna say, Camille, how do you tell someone the truth? Well, first, you tell them the things that they're doing good, or tell them the things that is bothering you, or tell them the things that the truth that they need to hear. But nevertheless, give them some feedback. Let them know that the reason why you're informing them, or the reason why you're making them aware of what's going on, is because you love them and you want to see that change over time. Now, we're not expecting people to change same day, or next day rather, but eventually I'm letting you know that you did this to me. So if you did this to me, it is something for you to consider, embrace it, and see how you can change it over time. Because people aren't perfect. Hey, Novelty. Thanks for being here. No, we're just talking about sometimes people take your humbleness and they try to play games with you through your humbleness. They take your niceness for weakness. Bronx Nurse, thanks for being here. Nick, thank you for being here as well. Go ahead for me and double tap as you guys are coming in. Yes, we're talking about your humbleness make people want to play games with you. Like, people be playing games, y'all, acting like you're dumb, and they try to, you know, go over you, take your niceness for weakness. They study you, study the type of job you work. They study your financial. They study where you go, because they assume that you have a certain type of money, and they'll just come and try to, you know, ask. Sometimes they come tell you some situation, and before you know it, you're handing out, and sometimes the humbleness in us will sit quiet and just relax, and you're observing and you're assessing, thinking that, okay, you know what, let me give the benefit of the doubt. Let's see if they're gonna give me back what I lent to them, or let's see if they're gonna come through for me, or let's see if they're going to apologize. But again, people use your humbleness and play games. Absolutely. Hey, Thomas, thanks for being here. Humility is your greatest. Yes, that is true. Bronx Nurse says humility is your greatest strength. Absolutely. And we've got to use wisdom. So again, yes, we got to learn how to set boundaries, but be firm with it. Be firm, because again, like I said, you can tell people the truth in love. There's nothing wrong with that. People will know when it's a difference between you're telling someone something that is hurtful, as opposed to you're breaking things down and you're letting them know, listen, I care about you, so this is why I'm telling you. Novelty said, one of my friends told me some years ago, she said, when people come with their two long hands, stretch out yours as well. For real, right? I can't imagine that. That's real talk. It's called constructive criticism. Absolutely. And Nick, you'll know the difference when someone is giving you feedback. Like, because people think everything you tell them is like, oh, you're tearing them down. Listen, the world that we live in now, this generation that we live in, Lord God, you can't even tell them nothing. Everything you tell them, right? What happens? Oh, you're bringing me down. Oh, you're criticizing me. It's like there's no growth. This generation, y'all, I'm sorry to say, and I know whoever is watching this, don't cancel me now, but I'm telling you, they're not willing to take feedback or criticism for nothing. Because everything you tell them, they think you're bringing them down. And truth be told, we aren't perfect people. We're gonna make mistakes. Things are gonna happen. And for us who are much older than them, is informing them and giving them a little bit of wisdom. And if you use, well, you're not doing this right, the first thing they think is that you're bringing them down. It's not making no sense. None whatsoever. Nick says if someone tell you something it's because they care. People don't want waste time on people they consider irrelevant. That's true. Yep. So we just have to be careful. Like I said, you can be kind, but you want to be firm. So don't let anyone make your mistakes and like prime example. Let me give you a prime example. Okay. And I'm not gonna call any name, right? I'm not gonna call the name just in case if someone is is watching this. But I can't tell you how many times like I've done someone here like I'll braid their hair for free because they don't have the money right now and they're gonna get paid, right? And well, let me go back a little bit. Let me go back. What do you think about this? Let me ask you this question first. Hold on. Thomas said you're right, but I like the fact that you don't take no. Shh. They are truly rebels, and I have faith with maturity. They're gonna rock it out for the future. That's true too. That's true, Thomas. let me t- let me ask you a question, right? And I don't, Nurse Bronx, let me ask you a question. Let me see if you're still here. And Novelty, let me ask you guys a question, right? What do you feel about when someone want to trust a hairstyle from you? When I say trust, meaning like they credit in the hairstyle, right? They'll say, Camille, can you do my hair for me? And I'll pay you next week, right? But one, they can afford to buy the hair, right? They can afford to buy the body wave or what kind of hair it is. They can afford to buy the stocking cap, the glue and everything. They can afford to buy all of that. But when it comes down to your labor part of it, they want to trust it, right? So that has happened to me a few times, y'all, okay? And let me tell you, me as being dumb, right? I buy into it, right? And I was like, you know what? She get paid next week. I'll just wait. No biggie. So I'll do the hair. Mine, they purchased everything already. Not that I'm watching their business, but they're out and about going party or whatever that case that is, right? But I have to wait until next week to get paid. Sometimes, well, it happened to me 3 times with 3 different people, okay? All right, boom. 1 week passed, didn't hear anything. Oh, you know, I had to pay my rent. This didn't do this week, so I'll give you on the next paycheck. That's one scenario. When I tell you people be taking advantage of me, y'all, I'm telling you. Hold on. Let me see hairstyle on credit. Lord God, what's I'm yes, used to do this before, and next time, you know, a few days later, they buy lobster steak, booking vacation. I'm telling you, Novelty. I'm telling you, and this not just this happened to me 3 times, but not with the same person. Okay, second person. I did their hair. Same thing. Novelty said they went on vacation, wait to come back, and if what from 1 month turned into about 4 months. And guess what? I was ignored. They didn't want to talk to me. When I would call, the call would be ignored, right? And then they have a problem with me, right? They have an attitude. You owe me something, right? You owe me something. You owe me something and you have an attitude with me, like me do you something. Make it make sense. Like, I know the patois come out of me. Make it make sense. Why do people do that? Like they do you wrong and you're calling and you're asking for what they owe you. But they make it seems like I'm the problem. Do you see the manipulation? Okay. All right. That's the second one. The third one, knowing me, yes, again. So when y'all see me talk my stuff on my, listen, I'm telling you, y'all, myself, I got to put myself first now. Those days done. Done. Okay. All right. This is the third one. So it was, I think it was, is it back to school? I think it was back to school or was a holiday. I don't remember because this one was about 2 years ago, but I remember them, right? So I have done my I wouldn't call that friend anymore either, because up until this day I didn't even get paid for it, so I let it go. That's another thing about me too, y'all. I would let things go because I have this heart of mine where I would just pray about it and say, you know what, God, this is a lesson. Let it go. You know what? They didn't have it. But let me tell you what happened. So I did her daughter's here. I braid both of the sisters, the twins here. And I braided their hair for school, to go back to school. And it was, I believe it was $120, $60 each, right? And I was the excuse was, well, I don't have the money right now. I have to go buy the kids clothes to start back school. Yeah, so it was school time. And guys, I waited 1 year, still have not gotten any pay. And look how, like that's so cheap, because right now if you go to the beauty salon to go get those hair done, you're probably spending $80 to $100. But I let it go. It's just $120. I'm just saying this to say that people take your niceness for weakness. People take because you're humble, and just because they know that you're like you know, you have this, there's a soft part in me, they take advantage. So now, y'all, I'm starting to tough up myself. I'm regaining my strength. And now I decided that I'm taking control of me. So guess what? These hands, that is always a resource for people. Done. Those days over. Yeah, 120. Yeah, I'm just giving you an example. Let me see. You may want to deposit before do anywhere. I normally do that. Thomas. But let me tell you, what happened is that when I establish a relationship with you, I would just do it just to do it. You know, so that's another thing too. I'm telling you, go watch that video. When you finish, Thomas, watch the video. The more you love yourself is the more you detach from people. I posted that video today. I talked about this, like, yeah, the things that I've done in my past that was dumb. Make people take advantage of me. So, Bronx Nurse says, hell no, yeah, never credit hairstyle. Bronx Nurse, I'm just learning that, okay? Listen, I was a kuno mono. Is that what you call them? Kuno? Yes, I was. I'm not afraid. I'm taking accountability. I was a kuno mono. But those days is done. That's called red eye. They cannot satisfy what they have. That's true. Credit, telling you, pull up with the same scissors. By then the hairstyle pull up and they don't want to be. I'm telling you, they aren't manipulation. They love people things, right? No, kind of. Nick says, I help so many people, and funny enough, they always look at me like I never did anything. I'm telling you, people can't be satisfied. They take advantage. And I'm looking back, you know, like, I really feel like I should have been like, I feel like I shouldn't have a lot of money. The amount of things that I've done, okay? And yeah. You haven't heard it? Kunomono, I'm telling you. Yes, so I was that. Yes, not afraid to tell you, I was a kunomono. Hey, Sue, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Go ahead for me and double tap as you're coming in. I appreciate you. So yes, y'all, we're talking about sometimes your humbleness make people want to play with you. And that was me, but right now me turn bad girl. Right now nobody could play with me. Like, my guard is just up. Right now it's just pure boundaries. Like, listen, I set a parameter. Like, this is that ain't happening no more. I don't know. Listen, I wish something happened. I was telling a friend of mine the other day that since like in my 39, when I was about to be 40, something switched. Like something switched about me. Like I'm in a no care mentality. Like the boundaries. Like I've just been, because when you have gone through so many different things over the years and you forgive and people don't change, it leaves me with no other choice than to put myself first. Okay. And I know I try to live my life a certain way because I consider myself to be a child of God. I consider myself to live my life the best to my ability, and that comes with having love, compassion, forgiveness, thing of that sort. But again, I was not practicing wisdom, and that was it. That was missing for me. So yes, you can love with compassion. You can forgive people, but you got to forgive and distant. Okay? Comes turn step up. Listen, y'all, I'm in a different season now, okay? When you change everything, that's true. So true. I think it's age. Once I was in my late 30s, I started to have the same mindset, and I learned to stop holding on to. Yes, yes. And I had a different mindset in my 30s, but I was still leaning towards like giving people the benefit of the doubt, like that. Because in my 20s, I realized that people are what they say they are. I've learned that in my 20s. So because of that, I changed the type of people I was around. I start being around like investors, entrepreneurs, people that can teach me how to grow. So I locked that in my 20s, right? But then I got distracted with being with different type of people that, yes, I may have the money, but then they capitalize on things before me. So it's like I'm still around the right people, but while I'm trying to build mine, they already have theirs and they're making move, like that type of thing, right? And so in my 30s now, I have learned a few things, and I've been trying to give people the benefit of the doubt in terms of giving them time to change, right? We call that giving them grace, hoping that they will see with their natural eyes and realize that you have done. But listen, it's taken too long. So now I reach 40, it's like, baby, you can't come to me with that. Those days done, it over. That's just bottom line. Bottom line, yep. Nick says, right now I am keeping the benefit of giving people. Ah, yup, yup, yup. So I am learning, I am growing, and I have a different mindset right now. It's different. Yes, I still love people. Don't get me wrong. I love people because we have to love, like we live on this earth. We have to learn to love people, but then we have to be wise, love, but you love from a distance. Thank you, Sue to Cats. Thank you. I found that over time, the same people that do you wrong are the same that's always telling you how you're so kind and don't let anything. Couldn't say it any better. That's true. That's true. And another thing too, what I have learned is that people stay, they study you, and when they study you, they know the right thing to say to you to target what you have. If that means your energy, okay? Your energy. When I say your energy, they'll call you, stay on the phone with you, and say all these different type of things, and they drain you, right? They will study your finances and know the right thing to say to take that from you. Okay? So whether that be if they know you making over 4,000 a month or you making six figure, guess what? Oh, they towed my car. Oh, I have to make this car payment. Oh, I'm missing half of my rent. So it's not the little things, it's the big things because they're pulling big cash. Okay. Hey, Top Notch, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Go ahead for me and double tap as you guys are coming in so you two could push out this video. Also, if you're brand new here, I would love for you to subscribe. We talk about life skills, motivation, and we also talk about self-improvement, not just on the inside, right? But on not just about your spirit, not just the physical, but your spirituality and all of that. Motivation. I tend to just come on live sometimes. Sometimes I will drop my long form videos, but it's more of like self-improvement, purpose-driven information, if that makes sense. I know I'm trying to get the right words to say, but that's what we do over here. You are so right. That happened to us, my husband and friends. So people try to take advantage of you as well. Some are founded of asking, what do you do for a living? Not because they care, just profited. Absolutely. That's right. So let me tell you, people are so smart nowadays. Let me tell you, they target you. They target your lifestyle and they know the right thing to say to target you. Okay? I never expect anything from people. Whenever someone stretches their hand to me, I don't take it for granted because people have a life to figure out just as me. That's true, but that's not everyone's intention, Nick. Unfortunately, that's not everyone's intention. Okay? So this is why we have to have the spirit of discernment. Know those who are around us. The questions that are being asked, sometimes you got to ask yourself, why is this person asking me these questions? And then based on your answer, give it a couple months. Problems are going to start to come. That happened to me, y'all. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean financial or money. It could mean your resources, the things that you can do with your hands, the services that you're able to provide. Because if they don't have to go out and pay for it, they're going to ask you of service. They need your service, right? Kind of like the hairstyle I told you about, right? Me doing it here, you don't have to go spend the $80 to $100 for the hair because I took that. Like, that's what I'm saying. So we have to be mindful of people. Pay attention. Sometimes I tell people who ask me questions to pay me for the interview because only interviews were right, right, Nick? For real. So we have to listen. And I'm learning these things. Like have you ever been in a certain environment and just the spirit of the moment, you feel good, the vibes is right, and you just let out all of that because of the vibes, right? You're letting out some things. And then you go home and you come back and it's just been lingering on your mind and you just have regrets. You regret that you opened your mouth and you released the information that you can't take back. Kind of like the internet. Like, we got to be careful of the things that we let out on the internet because we can't take it back. You think if you delete it, that's it? The thing is still there. Okay? So have anyone have gone through this? Because I did that like a couple times. Like, I would say something and I came back home and I said, dang, Camille, you shouldn't have let that out. Yes, sometimes I say something I wish it happened. But we have to be mindful, and I'm learning. Yes, we have to be mindful. Your environment is a factor of your happiness. Comes, you're on to something powerful with this conversation. Also, just gone through that. I've been learning the power of silence. Exactly, the power. And let me tell you, I mean, those things that happen, I was mad about it. But I said to myself, it's growth. It's growth. And let me tell you, sometimes, you know, you will say, like, you will confine and you say things to someone based on the season, based on what you have gone through, based on your feeling, your emotions. And for that time, even though you didn't want to share it, the fact that you talked about it, it helped you to get it out, right? To make you feel better. But it's just the wrong people, the wrong person you deliver that message to. That's just what makes the difference. Nothing wrong saying it, but it's the wrong type of people for it to come out. I've been there, done that, and let me tell you, I'm learning. But y'all, listen, this live, I know it's a vibes, but y'all, I gotta cut this short. My daughter, I have to do her hair, so I got an hour to go get her hair done. Um, so I gotta cut this live short. And listen, I want to keep it going. I want to keep the fire burning over here, but it's just one of those days. Sometimes when I'm advising people, it's mostly to motivate myself. Nick, why you think my lives are I'm saying my life? Why do you think my motivation shorts are there? Do you think half the time I'm motivating you guys? I'm motivating myself too. Okay? Cause I got to, like, when I have my down moments, I motivate myself too. So it's for us. So I got you. I could relate to that. But y'all, listen, I will talk and talk and talk until I don't get my daughter here done. She got to go somewhere tomorrow. So, fact, because that's my digital message for me and everyone else. All right, listen, y'all. We'll carry this on another day, okay? Love you guys. Appreciate you for being here. I know it was really short today, but I want to keep the consistent flow going. Listen, if you have not watched my video, the more you love yourself is the more you detach yourself from things that don't love you. Go ahead for me, catch that video, watch that video. Let me know your thoughts on video. Let me know your true, like connect with me there. Let me know how you feel about it, okay? And I'll see you around. Take care, y'all. Be blessed.